love doing exercises over songs, especially ones that are simple, that do the same chord progression over and over again, because it can get kind of boring to just play. I mean, that's the only variation is the song is the rhythm and the bridge. Right? So I love doing triad exercises over these because it really helps you to visualize the neck, and it's a great thing to be able to learn because you can accompany basic chords so well. You can do all sorts of neat little things, and then you can learn to solo with them, and it's just a very useful tool to have in your toolbox there. So you see how slow I'm playing it. I made a little loop on my drum machine. It's 70 beats a minute, and I just did the bass lines of F, C, A, and G. And I'm playing them. There's a lot more than what I played, but I'm just playing triads, all the ones that I could find on each set of 3 strings: the G, B, and E, the D, G, and B, the E, A, and D, and the A, D, and G, right? So we'll go over a few, and it's great practice just for, I mean, I arpeggiate the chords. It's good for changing chords quickly, and you always want to practice these things very slow. You know, it's not a competition. You know, you're only hurting yourself when you try to go too fast, so just leave your ego at the door when you go to practice stuff like this, right? So what we're going to do is take advantage of some of these shapes. You know, you have your D-shaped triad, then we have this one. I haven't come up with a name of what to call this one, but this funky one. This is the one where the root is on your middle finger, it's the octave, right? So anytime you have this shape, the root's on the G string. So you can just look at it as like, well, here's my C chord, but I also have that. Here's my D, but I also have that. Here's my E, but I also have that, right? So just try to think of it like that. So what we're going to do is we have F on 5, 6, and 5, right? And then we're going to go to C. And I try to find the ones that are closest together. You know, so I kind of do both. I do ones that are further apart and ones that are closer together, and it'll kind of help you visualize the whole major scale and everything in between it. So you have F, 5, 6, 5, C, 5, 5, 3. Okay, then you have A minor up here. You have 9 on G, 10 on B, 8 on the high E. And the trick with triads, so like here's your A major, right? If you invert it, you have your 7th, right? Your dominant 7th. So you have A, A7, and then right here, A minor. So if you just take your middle finger off the high E and replace it with this string, you have your minor, you know? You just flatten the 3rd, right? Major, minor, 7. Alright, so there's a little trick. Alright, so anyway, F, 5, 6, 5, C, 5, 5, 3, A minor, 9, 10, 8, okay? And then we're going to go to G, right here, the D shape, 7, 8, 7. Alright, so you get those and you start going real slow, because at first it's going to be tough to visualize it. So you just... You know, you can slide into certain notes, or you can just play them straight. Right? So you just sit there over and over. And then as you start to visualize it more, you can start to play licks out of each chord that you're in. And, you know, then it gets really fun, right? So the next set, F, C, A minor, G. Okay, then we're going to come up here, we're going to play this F shape. Again, this shape, your root's always on the G, it's the octave. So just think of your power chord. You also have, right? Alright, so we're going to do F. Come up, play the D form of C, C major. So you have 10, 10, 8, 12, 13, 12 as your C. Okay, then right here, you already have A minor, we just need to add this note. Pretty cool, huh? Right? So then you have 12, 13, 14, G, B, E. Okay? And then we're going to find our next G right here. Do that same pattern. There's your octave, power chord, major chord, triad. Right? So then you play up. See? All right. And then from there, you can just you can do it like just one pass edit, 2, 3, you can do 10, just until you feel comfortable changing, you know? And then the next one, we're going to do 1. These come out of the whole bar chord, right? There's your abbreviation. There's just your triad. So we have 2, 1, 1, G, B, E. Okay. Then we're coming to C. You have 9, 8, 8. Okay. Your A minor, which is just G, B, and E on 5. And there's a little trick too. So like anytime you see your root, like here's your A, B, C, D, E, whatever, A flat. The G, B, and E, like right out of the pentatonic box, it's always going to be minor. So anytime, like say you don't know where to go and you need an F minor, there's your F minor. And your C minor, right there. E minor. You know, because you have your root, your flat 3, and your 5, right? So if you're an A, there's your C, which is your flat 3, which is what makes it minor. There's your E, there's your 5, there's your 1. 1 flat 3 5 minor triad. Pretty cool little trick. Alright, so then you got F, then we're coming up here to C, 9 and 8. Then we're going to play A, 5, G, B, E. Okay, and then we're going to do G right here. 4, 3, 3. Okay, that one should be a little more simple since we're more used to seeing those shapes. But don't practice the easy ones. Always practice the things you have the most trouble with, and then just slight upticks on the metronome. Always practice with a metronome, and like I find like 3 beats a minute is kind of the perfect. Like 2 beats sometimes isn't enough. 5 is way too much. So usually 2 or 3, that'll get you where you need to go. So then from there, we're going to go to the D, G, and B strings, right? And we'll play F here, 3, 2, 1, D, G, B. And then where are we going next? We're going to C. And then we can play C right here. Okay, that triad comes out of this. C major, there's your power chord, there's your major chord, there's that triad we played earlier. And you can just, same thing, right? C triad, C, E, G. There's your G, there's your C, there's your E. Alright, so you got 3, 2, 1, 5, 5, 5. And then to make it minor, just put your D on the 7th fret there, add that A, and you have A minor. So you got C, A minor, right? A minor, G. We'll go 5, 4, 3. And it helps if you call these out when you're going really slow, just F. Okay, C, A minor, G, F, C, A minor, G. And that'll help your brain and your fingers kind of connect and see everything and really comprehend it, right? So then after that progression, we'll come up here and we'll do this F shape, right? I love this shape. This is like the C shape, right? From like the Caged, but we're playing an abbreviated version. This is also where like all the Hendrix kind of licks come from, right? Right? Alright, so we'll get into that in another lesson. So you got 7 on the D, 5 on the G, 6 on the B. And we're going to go F, okay, then we're looking for a C, right? And we're going to come up here, play 10, 9, 8, D, G, B, and then A minor, all you got to do is put your pinky down on 10 on the B, okay, then you have your A minor, right? C, you got your E, A, right? Flat 3, your minor 3rd, your 5, and your root. Alright, so you get, and you could even change the root note. Since you start here with C, you could start like on the 5 or something, go like and start on the root. Yeah, I'll just do that. That'd be better. Yeah, they all sound okay, so. And then we want a G. Well, right here, it's your G major. And we can just play this triad, D, G, B. Right? That's also the open strings. That's a G chord. You know, that's why I remember when I was really young, before I knew anything about guitar, I'd play along to like old country songs, and I'd sit here and go. And every now and then one of the chords would sound good, and I realized, oh, that's why, because you have a G chord right there. Go figure. Alright, so where was I? Alright, C, A minor to G, right? And you can chord that however you want. If you want to use your index finger, middle, whatever. Whatever gets there first is what I say. So you got your F, C, A minor, G, right? Okay. And there's more, and then, you know, we can go like, if you want to do like the E shape, like we can go F on 3, 3, 2, right? And we can go up to C, 10, 10, 9, right? And then we can go to A minor. You know, now you get into this shape, but on these strings, make it minor. So you got 7, A, D, G, okay? And then we're looking for G, 5, 5, 4. Okay, so it's a really useful tool. It's great practice. I mean, it's great practice, if nothing else. And it starts to give you other options. So, like, if you're playing, like, say you're playing a song and the song ends on a D chord and it's like, you know, it's like a little lead thing you can do. You can do all sorts of cool things when you know where they're at. And all the triads, there's scales around all of them. All right, that's a whole nother rabbit hole and a whole nother lesson. But there's scales around all of them. And so the first thing you need to do is just kind of memorize what the shapes are. You have the D shape, you have this shape here with your G as the root. You know, you have like the Jimmy shape, you know, playing it that way, the triad like that. You have your A-shaped triad. This is kind of where the cage system comes in, but I don't like that because it kind of boxes you into just like 5 shapes, right? So anyway, I just thought I'd share. It's a great thing to do. I don't do it as often as I should, because that's why I put songs over it, because it's kind of boring to just sit there and run triads on their own. But this is a great song for it. Any song that repeats the same 3, 4 chords over and over again, work out triads on it. So anyway, practice slow and have